Blood, sweat, and tears in this one. Welcome back to After Hours. Yeah, we're getting the dozer out, but it has absolutely nothing to do with productive farm activity. We're making some off-roading trails. A lot more efficient with a bulldozer. Let's see if we can't bury this thing in the woods. There's the Rockstar, looking good. Got some fresh shoes on it. Before we take this thing over there, we are going to fuel it up. We got the Thunder Creek over here, it's full of fuel, so throw some of that in there. And then that should, one fill up should be more than enough fuel for what we're doing. Turns out bulldozers don't really use a whole lot of fuel. Ready? Yeah, the old low boy's seen its better days, but we ain't going far. We just use this trailer, it goes maybe 2 or 3 miles at a time. All right, ready to head over to where we're making the trails, but I think the coffee shop gave me decaf. Now for the kind of work we're going to be doing, got a couple Midland radios. Dad's going to have one, the dozer, and I'm going to have one. I'm either going to be walking or driving ahead of him or behind him, trying to negotiate a path through some swamps. We have some very swampy ground right here. Like, I don't mean swamps like there's alligators or lots of standing water. I mean swamps like you'll be on solid ground, then you just sink pretty far. So definitely don't want to get that dozer, you know, sunk. 'Cause it's heavy. There used to be a road through here, as you can see. Some of it's still passable, but it gets pretty woolly on up here. And this is the top ground, so it's not near as swampy, although this is fairly wet right here. Yeah, there's a road into the swamp right there, but she's covered in multiple rows. And that's why we got a bulldozer. Well, he remodeled it. It's a little wider. Now, this ground was logged right before I bought this farm, so there are some old roads, but like I say, that's been 7, 8, 9 years ago, so they're just overgrown. If you go straight, you're right into the log road. You can see someone put in a pretty good road down through here. Hasn't really eroded, just overgrown. Now, much further than where he goes, it starts getting real soupy. So this is going to be interesting. See if we can get through it. Getting a little moist. It's going to start getting a little exotic. Nope. Started to sink. Apparently we're going to try going through there and see how that goes. This might not go so well, I don't know. So the problem with the dozer is it's so heavy, it's going to sink till it finds traction or till it bottoms out. Hot dang, went further than I thought he would. Huh. There's a little stream. It's actually got gravel in it, that's a shock. I'm gonna go get my buggy. I'm getting kind of far from it now. Well, I guess I broke in my new tires. I just put them on last night. So we're trying to find a way across this little stream without trying to find the easiest path through there. So I have to tear up the least amount of stuff and not getting stuck. Slow going for right now. We're blazing past. But a 750 dozer is pretty good at that. Uh-oh. That was close. That almost got a little too adventurous there. That's why you try to stay back from the bulldozer, especially around some of these rotten trees. I mean, for example, he bumps this tree, we're kind of away from it, but his limbs are long. That's a good walnut tree too. Going to knock that one over. That might be my retirement fund one day. Oh, there he goes. Things got a little bit crazy over here. Outside, almost dropping a tree on him. He started to sink. That's what I'm talking about. That's the stuff we're trying to avoid right there, because I don't think we can get across that with the rock saw, the dozer, or pretty much anything. Right there, you sink to Never Never Land. Or China. Hit a dead end that way. All right, so we're gonna have to turn around and head out. We've hit a dead end, but just on the other side of this swamp is another trail that comes off this hill. So we're gonna start there and see what we can do. Maybe we can find a way over to here to connect these two paths. Well, there was a tree limb that was kind of hanging down in the path right here, and I was gonna trim it. Dad got to it first. That tree limb just resulted in that whole tree getting knocked over. I think Dad's just having a good old time. I don't know who's gonna have more fun, us riding these trails or him knocking over all these trees. Now, the old man can run a chainsaw, but I don't think he's ran one since he got an excavator and a bulldozer. This is how we trim trees. I believe the forest is trying to eat the bulldozer. Try a different approach, see if we can connect them. I don't think we're gonna be able to, but we're gonna try while we got the dozer here. We're basically right above where we got, where we hit that dead end. So we might be able to drop down this hill and see a different way through that swamp, but have to just play it out. It's actually one of my favorite spots on this farm. Just look how big these big old beech trees are. Don't worry about him knocking one of them over. They are pretty large. Yeah, the road gets a little narrow right here. Now where were we when we almost got stuck? We were like right around in there. He's popping up an old stump right there, it's in the way. And a few of those saplings are gonna get relocated. Look what was under that stump. Pure clay. Blue muck. That's the good stuff. I mean, it's sandy. I guess that isn't blue clay. Blue sand. We would benefit from a few tons of number 2s in there that we don't have. See, here's our problem. There's just springs on the side of all these hills. There comes Cousin Ben. First one to go down this trail. Well, that's one way to get out of the wet stuff. There he comes back. He got up the hill, he's gonna come back down. It kind of smooths it up a little bit, I believe. Try to push some brush on top of this spring, make it a little bit, you know, a bit easier to get across, because I don't have a bulldozer to go across it when I'm in my side-by-side. He told me he wanted everything wide enough if he got stuck we could get something down there to get it. Well, this was all as thick as that just a minute ago. Much better than using a pair of hedge clippers. All right, we're done. Like I say, we're done trailblazing for now, but gotta go down one of these hills. This one's a little steep. This is probably the sketchiest that we got. It's really sandy, so it's hard to get traction going up it. And going down it ain't bad. But then you get this mud bog down at the bottom. Yeah, we still have more trail building to do, so that's it for today. We'll pick this up whatever the next day is that we do this. All right, folks, a couple days later, we just got done hauling grain for the day for the farming channel, but it's about 6 o'clock, and Dad and I are gonna try to put a culvert in to work on one of them trail systems and see if we can get that knocked out tonight. All right, we're gonna use this culvert here. We got one decent size, well, it's actually this stream we gotta go across down there. So we're taking it down to where we're gonna bury it to get across the stream. All right, here's where we got to cross. Just on the other side of that's our trail. There's a stream right here, which is why we're bringing the culvert. All right, guys, we're on day like 3 or 4 of this video. There's the culvert we made. Just went across it. Wasn't really even going to film today. We were just doing a couple quick trails with the dozer, but guess what happened? It involves a lot of chains and a lot of cables and an excavator. Those are stuck. So, yeah, that should be exciting. Well, that's probably really soft. I don't know if I can get through that or not. Guess we'll have to find out. Nothing to it. Now, it was a rough ride, and I couldn't really hold the camera, and we hit pretty hard, but we made it through. Might have to put a culvert in there, or some gravel, or something. Now, when this happened, we were trying to connect one trail with another, and it got a little swampy. Like there's about to be a bulldozer pop out of the weeds, I believe. Well, it's not coming out of the weeds yet, but hopefully it does here really soon. Yep, there it is. So as you can see, we're really close to connecting, but man, got a little crazy. I managed to get the rock source stuck over there the other day. I went to turn, slid right into the ditch. Now right now, Dad's trying to clear a path. He's going to have to pull the dozer forward because the back of it is sunk down pretty far. I would go over and show you. I don't know if I can even get over there right now without getting knee deep in mud. But he's got to move that tree, unfortunately. That was kind of the holdup. He was coming down, and he was kind of hit a point where he was going to be wedged in between trees, and he stopped, and that was all she wrote. Now, one thing we might have to do is knock over a tree, cut it up. That way we can try to get the tracks to ride on top of it. So we did bring a chainsaw. We have lots of cable. So hopefully this works. Definitely don't want to leave this thing down here. If it were to start raining, this would be very difficult to recover. Right now it's fairly dry. Oh, there goes the tree. Timber. Much more effective than a chainsaw. But anyways, it's still pretty dry. If it were to start really turning wet, this could be a real pain in the butt to get this thing out of here. Guess I left a little bit too much on that one. Remember folks, the operator has the right of way. So this little stream here is actually the same one we just crossed a minute ago. Where are the pins at? Yep, she's stuck. She's stuck. So that's what we're dealing with, folks. She's pretty buried. That's why we're going forward and not backwards. We got out of the mud hole. Wow. That's an intense one. Now hopefully we can get across this ditch okay, but I think we'll be all right there. Woo. That was a good one. Alright, we'll move the dozer out of the way. And Dad seems to think that maybe we can take these trees out of the stream and throw in that hole along with some other brush, and then eventually throw some stone on it and use that as a road. We'll see. Uh-oh, now he's knocked a tree over on himself. I think he can get out of that one though. Not super worried about that. We do have an excavator to pick it up. Whew. Now I am aware that the way we pulled that dozer out with that cable, I know cables break and that's very dangerous. We don't have a rope. Probably need to invest in some sort of rope for that kind of situation.
Take the hoe down across the creek on our bean field there.
Guys, that's gonna pretty much do it for this video. We got more trail building to do, but I don't know when we're gonna get to it. So thanks for watching, and maybe we'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to thumbs up that video if you like it, folks.